clients that, due to the success of their equity crowdfunding campaign, one of the capital raise types we work on, they were featured by Forbes, 30 under 30. Others have had other types of accolades and different press and publisher mentions. They've been able to grow their valuations. They've seen individuals come in as retail investors and later, super users, super customers, super clients of their product. We've seen press opportunities, franchise, M&A activity. So I really look at it as a strong marketing play as a whole, and something that more companies should utilize.
Yeah, it's it's as you said, it's not common marketing. If I remember well from time I spent in accelerators and incubators, marketing spending or spending in marketing is not in the priorities of the teams. No, when they are raising capital, they are looking to attract talent for build and
Sure.
not talent for sell. And it's, well, as you said, it's the real or realistic part of the this kind of business. No, you need money to exist as a company, no, to pay salaries, create, continue alive another 6 months.
Mm-hmm. And across all verticals, we think tech, mobile apps, software as a service, various types of applications and AI builds. But it's also, mom and pop type restaurants and, different businesses, entertainment companies, on the lower tier that are
Mm-hmm.
looking to get to larger
Yeah.
stages. So I've found this a great way to get awareness and then mature that awareness into physical investments, dollars, all the way through.
And on top of all the great things that you are doing, one of the things that I found especially important and interesting is the crowdfunding part, because
Mm-hmm.
this I believe in this part of create a community that
Yes.
will be uh, the cheerleaders of the project, but also the users or the beneficiaries of the project, not just donating their money, but on the project, but because they believe in the promise or because they need that solution. And sometimes getting those people together or getting make them aware that you exist and you have a solution, it's very difficult for a lot of startups, a lot of companies.
It absolutely is. The success rates are not great for capital raises across the board. Going after venture capitalists who often want to see something that's really moving and has strong EBITDA, uh, profits, revenues these days. They're not as willing to put in seed capital, early stage funding as they were years back, and can be more selective about their deal flow. The same can be true about angel investors. You stack on top of that concerns about the economy and different verticals and marketplaces at times. And some verticals, it's difficult to get funding right now. What I love about equity crowdfunding, I should say regulated investment crowdfunding, some of these deals
Mm-hmm.
work off of not just shares, but debt type of arrangements for the investment, safes, convertible notes, different types of capital formation. What I love about this is it democratizes access to capital for a founder, for a CEO. It's no longer limited to your network. You don't have to just go after your parents' friends or your associates at a country club, or
Mm-hmm.
really know the right people who could come in at large check sizes. You can go after accredited investors using these digital tools and look to have them come in at large amounts. You can go after high volumes of small investments through retail and accredited investors. Be bringing them in, towards your growth metrics at the
Mm-hmm.
same time.
Yeah.
For investors as well, it's access to growth stage deals, private companies, those that are not listed on the stock market today in most cases. Public companies could actually use the Regulation A plus filing to do a priced round, and some companies use Regulation A plus to direct list into a public market. But the majority of them are private companies. So you hear stories of, hey, what if you invested in Facebook in their first couple of years, and when they went public, what that would be worth, the types of multiples that the investors were able to actualize. So that is now a very real opportunity for investors. So it's a great way to connect investors and founders.
Well, the podcast it's supposed to be about the future of work, and with your expertise, I think we are going into a very specific, or I would like to go to a very specific part of the future of work. That it's the situation that maybe all of us will have to be entrepreneurs at some point, because the regular jobs 9 to 5, it's something that it's probably not going to exist for a long time.
Sure.
And thinking like that for people, especially for people that they are in like entering the second half of their lives, or maybe about to retire, and thinking that they will need to continue working, maybe create a project either for looking for purpose, or looking for an extra income, and they enter into this silver economy. Can you have some advice for these kind of founders in this condition, about how to gather interest, how to start getting traction in their projects, so they can get the funding that maybe couldn't get because of their age? Banks are not going to lend them
Sure.
money or something. You have some practical advice for those kind of people?
Yeah. Well, it's like you mentioned earlier. You have to build a community. You have to build an audience. As a digital marketer, we look at a concept called the funnel, where you have awareness at the top. You have to bring people into that stage of the funnel, but that's where the majority of people stop. You then want to be able to nurture them to consideration,
Mm-hmm.
intent. Even those that intend to convert, intend to invest, there's going to be a fall off. Conversion, in many cases, repeat conversion, and advocacy. Peer-to-peer marketing is the ultimate form of marketing. If my brother tells me to take a look at an investment, or I should buy a product, I'm going to pay a lot more attention to it. I'll likely move forward on it. Where if I'm just finding something on my own, it doesn't have that same trust, that same credibility. It's not as enrolling. So you want to be able to really use your audiences to market to others. The first question I ask a company that wants to do one of these digital capital raises is, how large is your audience? Social media, email list, how many people can you reach digitally and directly that you can bring to an offering page? Now, this could be true for an install page, an e-commerce page, lead gen, or an investment offering. It's not limited just to capital raising. It's the same tactics. I've actually learned a lot about marketing through these equity crowdfunding campaigns, and I'd already run advertising for Fortune 500s, but building it from the ground up, smart entrepreneurial marketing is something I really had to become an expert at. Not just understanding, but be able to produce these results, because in many cases, one budget has to produce the next for companies at these stages. So on these capital raises, as well as any other initiative, I recommend going at the first degree network first. This does not need to be an individual who could put in, $500K, $500,000, as much as, hey, can I find 100 people that'll put in $1,000 on average each? Many of these filings, it's $100, $500 as a minimum, so they could come in at a minimum level just to support what you're doing and be along for the ride. If you get a head start at that, and you should absolutely be putting together a marketing strategy and making sure it fits into it, and start today. But if you're able to start building an audience, and even just bring a few people a day to join over the course of a month, over the course of a few months, over the course of a year or two, you can have tens of thousands of people that are following you. If you're already at those levels, look to incorporate digital marketing and have advertising running. Maybe every couple dollars you spend, you're getting a new email sign up, or less for a new social follower. But really look to build that audience. That way, when you have an ask, you have people that are already engaged with what you're doing. They already feel a relationship with you and the brand. Back to that marketing strategy, it's not a matter of just one tactic, as this larger holistic approach of, hey, let me get all the stats on my industry. I really want to understand the industry. Let me look at the competitors and their marketing strategies. What channels are they advertising on? What does their messaging look like? What channels are they posting content on? Who's talking about them in the media? What are their big headlines? I want to understand exactly how they're obtaining digital market share, whether it's from investors or the end audience. For investors, it's crucial. I need to know what these individuals are being targeted with on these channels today, because they're going to see ads for those companies. They're going to see content for those companies. You then map out your target audiences, the marketing channels that you want to prioritize to reach them on. Multi-channel approach is best. You want to figure out the creative, so the visuals, the messaging that are going to go into each channel. Strategic partners that can help accelerate things for you and tap into their pool of followers that are already engaged, likely loyal, responsive, and reflect your target audiences. And then projections. And some people get confronted by this, but the only way to measure is numbers. So for digital, impressions, clicks, conversions. How many times an ad or a piece of content's been seen, how much traffic it's driving to your funnel, how many conversions you're anticipating based on average conversion rates and average benchmarks all the way through. That way, you know what you're looking to drive, and if a channel's underperforming, you know where in the algorithm you're underproducing and where to focus optimization. So it's all a matter of being able to manage things to a point of effectiveness and continually improve. Whether you're the top issuer, the top company issuing shares, the top company in your category, or someone who's just starting out, you need to be able to understand exactly where you're going to get the traffic, where if you're getting an average conversion rate, maybe 2%, you're able to substantiate enough conversions, enough investments, enough purchases to move forward, and then systematically scale it up. You want to take that whole strategy, which mirrors a model I've built called the 8-point plan. You can find more information on our site, digitalnicheagency.com. A lot of webinars on it, checklists, but those are the 8 points firing through it, with an activation section, an executive summary, a page or two, reflecting the entire process that you put yourself, your team through to put together that campaign. As a marketer, if I don't see that strategy, if I don't feel it's believable and realistic, you're kind of shooting in the dark. You're planning to fail. Failing the plan is kind of planning to fail. And it just doesn't inspire much confidence from your team, from an investor, from whoever you're looking to get behind you.
I think you just...
Thanks for watching until the end. Tell your friends about it, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Oh, or watch one more video. And if you'd like to learn more, you can find the whole podcast and other episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Links in the description.